Welcome back. Much of the mainstream media has been in a lather at the prospect that former National Security Advisor Mike Flynn may flip against his former boss, President Trump. Just look at some of these headlines. ABC News, Flynn's lawyer meets members of special counsel's team, raising specter of plea deal. Vanity Fair, has Mike Flynn already flipped on Trump? New York Times, a split from Trump indicates that Flynn's moving forward to cooperate with Mueller. Is that actually the case? Joining us now, renowned legal expert, Harvard Law prof, emeritus, Alan Dershowitz. Hi, Professor Dershowitz. How are you?
Very good.
Is this really, it seems like the way it's being portrayed, it's the end for Donald Trump. You know, the impeachment gallows are waiting for him. Mike Flynn, because of his work with perhaps what he did with Turkey, might somehow mean that he's flipping on Trump. What could be going on here?
Well, I think if he were actually flipping on Trump and if he had made a deal with Mueller, we'd never know about it. Nobody would leak that information. Part of the deal would be that you have to keep this absolutely secret. I think the question nobody's been asking is who's leaked this and why have they leaked this? Look, I know his lawyer by reputation, and what his lawyer, I think, is doing is offering his client for sale, or at least for rent. What he's saying is he's up for grabs. If the Trump administration wants him, they can have him. Just give him a pardon. And if the Trump administration doesn't give him a pardon, we're available to make a deal with the special counsel. But I don't think the special counsel is ready to make a deal yet because it's not clear that Flynn has anything to offer. First of all, his credibility is worthless. He's already been accused of perjury. Second, he's a witness that's been bought or at least rented. Any decent defense attorney could shred him by saying he'd sell you his mother. He's trying to save his son. He's trying to save himself. He'll say anything. He'll not only sing, he'll compose and create evidence if he has to do that in order to get a deal. So I don't think we're anywhere close to where the media has portrayed Flynn and a deal with Mueller.
And all these months later, all this time later, they're bringing in people, more people from the Trump campaign, including Hope Hicks. And in the White House counsel, Professor Dershowitz, and people have to understand that the White House counsel does not share an attorney privilege with the president.
Not a personal privilege. He does. They do share an institutional privilege. That is
executive privilege. Yeah. But what could that pose as far as problems for the administration?
Well, first of all, I think the
White House counsel.
I think the administration is not aggressive enough with Mueller. They should be in court challenging what Mueller has been doing. He's going so far beyond any possible scope of his investigation. For example, there were reports the other day that they were investigating whether Jared Kushner tried to get the United States to change its policy toward Israel, the Obama administration, which was going to allow the resolution condemning Israel for occupying the Western Wall, the holiest place in Judaism. Well, let's assume that Jared Kushner did that. He should be praised for it. There's nothing criminal about that. What is Mueller doing investigating whether or not somebody during the transition was trying to influence American foreign policy to the benefit of the American people? So I think the Trump administration ought to be more aggressive in challenging the scope of this investigation, challenging subpoenas, challenging who's called as witnesses. This is supposed to be a narrow investigation about whether or not there was illegal, unlawful collusion with Russia. Collusion itself is not a crime. But now what they're doing is going after people for what is the equivalent of jaywalking. Did they sign the right form? Did they include this in the form? That's all an attempt to try to squeeze them into testifying against the Oval Office.
Put them in the big vice and turn the vice around. But why are they not being aggressive? This Ty Cobb guy who's I'm not sure I'm wild about Ty Cobb representing the president. I mean,
he's a good lawyer.
Wasn't he the guy who was eating at the restaurant and talking loudly about strategy and so forth? I don't get that.
Lawyers shouldn't be doing that. He has a very good reputation as a good lawyer, and no lawyer should be second-guessing their strategy without knowing what's actually going on. But it's so obvious that Mueller is going well beyond the scope of what his authority was. I read the letter authorizing his investigation, and what he's done in some of the witnesses he's called and some of what he's subpoenaed. He's now, subpoenaing things that are so far beyond the scope of the investigation.
But why is Ty Cobb or the president's legal team not challenging this? I mean,
that's the question, and that's the question. That's a good question. Also, look, the other point we heard is that Flynn has stopped cooperating Was
Yeah.
he ever cooperating with the Trump administration? Was he ever trading information? I have to
Doesn't seem
tell you,
like
if
it.
I were Trump's lawyer, I wouldn't give Flynn one bit of information because
my
you
God,
know
no.
there's always the possibility that he will flip. So I think this story has a lot yet
All right.
to be revealed.
Alan Dershowitz, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.